This is Randy Snow from the World of Football, and today I'm going to be talking about two teams that won pro football titles and then moved to a different city the very next year. But before I begin, I just want to remind you to take a moment, if you haven't done so already, to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification on our YouTube channel. That way you won't miss out on any football history lessons. We also have a weekly podcast called This Week in the World of Football, which is available on all major podcast platforms, where we talk about all things football. Winning a pro football title is something that does not come along very often, unless you happen to be the New England Patriots. And it's even more rare that a team will win a title, then move to another city that very next year. Well, it's happened twice. The Cleveland Rams played in the NFL for 8 seasons, from 1937 to 1945. They never had a winning season through 1944, but in 1945 that all changed. They posted a 9-1 record. Their only loss was to the Philadelphia Eagles in Week 6 by the score of 28-14. They went on to defeat the Washington Redskins in the 1945 championship game 15-14. Rams owner Dan Reeves had been contemplating moving the team to a warmer climate city for some time, and soon after the championship game, he announced that the team would be moving to Los Angeles. At the time, there were no NFL teams on the West Coast. The closest teams to Los Angeles in 1946 were the Chicago Bears, Chicago Cardinals, and the Green Bay Packers. While football fans in Cleveland were saddened by the loss of their championship team, they didn't have to wait long for another team to come to town and keep the winning tradition alive. The Cleveland Browns arrived the next year in 1946 as members of the new All-America Football Conference. The Browns won 4 straight AAFC titles from 1946 to 1949. The AAFC then merged with the NFL in 1950, and the Browns won a 5th straight title for the city of Cleveland when they defeated the Los Angeles Rams in the 1950 NFL title game by the score of 30-28. The Los Angeles Rams won the NFL title in 1951, defeating the Cleveland Browns 24-17. The Rams moved to St. Louis in 1995 and won Super Bowl 34 in that city in 2000 before returning to Los Angeles in 2016. The Rams also won Super Bowl 56 in 2022. Another team that won a title and then moved the very next year was the Dallas Texans of the American Football League. The Texans were a member of the AFL when it began in 1960. In 1962, they posted an 11-3 record in the regular season and won the AFL championship, defeating the Houston Oilers by the score of 20-17 in double overtime. But after 3 years of competing with the NFL's Dallas Cowboys for players and fan support, Texans owner Lamar Hunt decided to take his team out of Texas. He got an offer from the mayor of Kansas City, Harold Bartle, whose nickname was Chief, to move the team there. Hunt accepted the offer, and the Kansas City Chiefs debuted in 1963. The Chiefs played in the very first Super Bowl game in 1967, but lost to the Green Bay Packers by the score of 35-10. However, they would be back in Super Bowl IV, just 3 years later, to defeat the heavily favored Minnesota Vikings by the score of 23-7. The Chiefs have added 2 more Super Bowl titles recently, in 2020 and 2023. Moving to a new city can be risky for a pro football team, but it seems to have worked out for 2 teams who won their first title in one town, moved to a new city in the next year, and still found success on the gridiron.